All right, hi guys. So I've been wanting to experiment with the I've been wanting to do a reading, like a what do you need to know right now type of reading, and so that's what we're gonna do. And I've been wanting to experiment with pulling cards on camera. So yeah, we'll see what comes up. And it's gonna be an oracle reading because I just feel like honestly for me, it's quicker to use. Like I can process oracle quicker versus tarot. Tarot I just prefer to like really kind of dissect the information, but I'm like a natural detective. I like to look at everything before I talk about it, so that's really why I don't pull cards on camera. I just rather have everything ready to go. Okay, but again, this is what you need to know right now. So we have finances. Financial challenges are affecting this connection. So if things clearly are not working out, it could be due to financial issues on both ends, I feel like. Then we have intuition. You already know the answer you seek. So if you're not following your intuition, you need to be doing so, because I feel like our intuition is the key to everything. Okay, then we have interference. An external party is intruding on this relationship. So there we go with the third parties. For those of you that, end up resonating with this reading, we have forgiveness. Forgiving yourself or another will help you move forward. So I feel like a large part of relationships in general is just learning how to forgive people. But just because you forgive someone doesn't mean you still have to deal with them. Forgiveness just does more for you because it just helps you to release and move on. But then also, it's like if it's a situation where you're supposed to be with this person, you're gonna have to do like a lot of forgiveness, especially if this is a spiritual connection. I don't claim to be a person that boxes myself in, so I don't try to purposely read for spiritual connections, but I feel like just based on what I do and my name, I just end up attracting those kind of connections. It makes sense, right? But we have integrity. Does this situation align with your values and morals? So it's like you could still be kind of caught up on the situation. You could still be wanting it to work at this particular time. But if it's not working, I'm sure part of what's going on here does not, align with your values and morals like it says. So does the situation align with your morals and values? Yeah, I mainly get like people just maybe trying to make things work, but it's clear it's not meant to work right now, so just like let it go, We'll do like a couple more. We have addiction, and addiction is affecting this relationship. Usually I feel like an addiction, it's like addiction to each other, codependency, that kind of thing. But then literally it could be, addictive behaviors, addicted to substances, addicted to sex, that kind of thing. Okay, and then at the bottom we have self-care. Clear your energy field and focus on yourself before acting. That's like a major message that I always see, especially if it's not aligning with who you are as a person. There's third-party situations going on here. There's addictions. Just focus on yourself. And then that's, I feel like, one of the main lessons, or one of the main spiritual lessons that I see a lot about self-care. But it says this person is in your life to teach you a spiritual lesson. So such as release, letting go, forgiveness, to follow your intuition. But we have children. Children are important to this partnership. So you both may have children that are affecting you guys, but then a lot of times I like to think, again, just due to the nature of what I do, a lot of times I like to think that, spirit babies are guiding these connections, especially if it's a spiritual connection, it's meant to work out. And then we have denial, detach with love, clearly to see the truth. So I just get more of like a situation where somebody just may be trying to make things work, or just trying to see the good in somebody, trying to just go along just because, but you're needing to, I feel like, let go a little bit. But so next we'll just look at more of the mutual energy, just to see what's going on or what's happened, in the past between you guys. Probably gonna use a good bit of oracle decks, because I want to use those 3 love oracle decks that I always use too. But we'll see. And then I want to look into like what's going on with this person. And of course I like to end the readings off with messages from this person's higher self. So let's see what comes up here. So I have long distance. It may be tough to keep the love alive, or they live in another, like, It may be tough to keep the love alive, or they live in another location from you. Try to stay positive. So some of you could be like long distance from this person. All right, we have fairy tale romance. This romance will feel magical. It will be an exciting adventure and perhaps a happily ever after. So once everything is said and done, even though it's not working out right now, it may end up actually being a fairy tale romance once you guys get through the obstacles and healing that needs to take place. We have fast lane. Something feels different about this love, and you're not afraid to change. You're not afraid to charge ahead. Hopefully this love will last. I feel like when there's an intense connection, there's a tendency to want to move fast, but then let's just say, you know, things do unfold and start working out. Whenever that happens, you guys may have a tendency to want to, you know, move the relationship at a fast pace. We have mirror effect. There we go with like the spiritual stuff. It says mirror effect. You will share unwanted habits or traits with a new love interest, likely reflecting something in yourself. So, you know, a lot of times in these spiritual connections, soulmate, which this appears to be, you guys just end up mirroring each other. More about like teaching you guys lessons, you know, to release these unwanted habits or traits. And then we have soulmate. Your soulmate will come into your life to challenge you and help you grow. It will be an undeniable connection. So this may be your soulmate. And again, it may be destined to work out in the end, but you know, we love that divine timing word, you know, so. Okay, more about interference. Be cautious not to allow others. Be cautious not to allow others get in the way. Okay, be cautious not to allow others to get in the way of an upcoming relationship. Think for yourself. So it's like some people I feel like maybe have not met this person yet, but they're going to. But really I intend for this to be for people who've already met this person. So, but yeah, more about interference. And then we'll just do a couple more. All right, we have Game of Conquest. This new love will try hard to win your heart. Be certain it's not just a game. It's like this person maybe went really hard to try to get your attention in the beginning, and then things kind of fell apart, but that's probably where the forgiveness comes in. I feel like a lot of times when these people come back around, it's going to be a game of conquest. They're not going to take no for an answer, but just be mindful and take note of any red flags that you could see. Okay. Then at the bottom we have it's complicated. Many external factors are complicating this relationship, making it difficult to take things to the next level. So it just seems like there's like a lot of moving parts that could be keeping you guys apart at this time. Then we have Manic Love. This will be a deep and intense love that could trigger possessive behavior and make you act out of character. I just feel like that kind of goes in back into the intensity that these soul or spiritual connections can bring out of us. Does that make sense? This goes into the intensity that these spiritual soulmate connections possess. Okay. All right. Then we have smooth sailing. A new love interest will be easy to get to know, smooth and steady, relax and see where the boat goes. I just get more about things going smooth in the beginning and then everything fell apart. I feel like a lot of times usually does in these soul connections. And I just get more about once everything is said and done, like not completely, but once a lot of healing has taken place, I feel like you guys will get back to smooth sailing is what I want to say. But throughout everything, it's important to just relax and of course, you know, do your best to trust the process and go with the flow. So then we'll just look at some more mutual energy. Maybe let's see what's going on with this person. I always like to do that. And, you know, I don't like to talk when I'm pulling cards either, so. So we have intimacy, desiring intimacy, sexual thoughts, sexual dreams, arousal. So this person is desiring to be intimate with you. We have more about lessons here. Let's see what these lessons are about, if we can clarify that. So we have abuse, emotional, physical, verbal, and then we have dinner. Then basically another dinner card at the bottom of the deck. So I just feel like when it comes to these lessons, they're teaching you both to not accept less than you deserve, and, you know, highlighting, you know, abusive connections in the past so that you can like learn from them and do better. And then when it comes to like dinner, I just feel like this is about, you know, people learning to speak their truth. Like if you want to ask somebody out on a date, go for it, you know. Especially it's like I feel like a lot of times people think about things for so long, and it's like the reason you keep thinking about it is because you need to do it. But, you know, it just takes time for some people to really understand that. So we have I love you, so this person loves you. I'm sure it's mutual. Then we have wet dreams, so just more about the intimacy, I feel like. Wow, somebody really wants you to know that there's a third party affecting this connection. But it says person interfering romantically or non-romantically. Okay, then we have guidance. It says seeking advice, help from friends, family, etc. Wanting to ask for help, holding back. I feel like this kind of goes back more into the lessons. Like a lot of times I feel like the other person, us too, but the other person has difficulty just speaking up and asking for help. I feel like that's one of the lessons. But then just in general, they could just be asking for help, you know, at this time, trying to figure out what to do in their life. But then also when it comes to this connection. So then we have disturbance. That was at the bottom earlier. It says disputes, exposure, drama, unexpected changes. So some sort of like disturbance going on in this person's life. It makes me think of the Tower card. I wonder if we can clarify this. So we have, so part of it is they're not letting you go. That's causing a disturbance. You know, they can't move on. And I feel like when they can't move on, it creates a burden, and it just kind of creates an internal, or also, you know, eventually moves to external breakdown. So I feel like that's part of the disturbance this person is experiencing, because they can't let you go. We have blocked, wanting access to one's social media. So the fact that this person may not be able to get to you, I don't even feel like it's just social media with this card. For me, it's just blocked in every way possible. I feel like the fact that this person cannot get to you, I feel like is creating a disturbance within them as well. Then we have ego, fear, negative thoughts, feeling alone, feeling stuck alone. So part of this person's problem, though, part of the reason why they're experiencing this disturbance is due to their ego. So okay, and then we have insecure. So this person is insecure, you know, kind of touched on that with why they cannot speak up. And then the overall energy, we have clarity. So I feel like a lot of times these people know what's going on with them, but they just choose to run from it. So next we will we'll look at more of the mutual energy, and then we will do the messages from this person's higher self and be done. Did we have mirror? Yeah, mirror again. Wow, crazy. It says mirroring each other, self-image, relationships reflect our wounds, introspection. So more of the mirroring going on. So it's like a lot of times situations can seem very intense or compounded, if that makes sense, due to the mirroring effect. Especially lately, like I don't know if anybody else has been noticing like that nostalgia energy. I mentioned it on my stories. I think it was on Sunday. I feel like a lot of times situations like that or the nostalgia can feel so intense because I feel like the other person has to be experiencing it too. And then also I feel like a lot of times things can feel so intense because the other person is not dealing with how they feel. So we end up, you know, kind of like feeling that, I don't want to say transmuting, but I guess feeling, channeling, whatever. We have camera, reminiscing, keepsake, perception, learn from past, make memories. More about lessons, I feel like. But then, what did I just say though? Reminiscing, so nostalgic energy. And again, I feel like that goes both ways. More about the addiction, codependent, obsession, possession, controlling, has a block, restraint. More about a date or coffee cup. It says, I mean, it doesn't really say date, but a coffee cup, I think, to me, I would think about basically a date or just a little get together. But it says meeting and conversing, savoring the moment, feeling uplifted, friendship. So you guys may, of course, at some point in time get together, just to kind of discuss things, or just, you know, just a casual get together. And then under that we have soulmates again, soul connection, partnership, agreement, soul contract. So and then we have addiction, codependent. I already read that actually. So just more about the addictive energy that could be going on between the both of you. You guys could kind of be obsessed with one another, but again, I feel like that's just more about the intensity these connections can bring. But then also this other person may be controlling. You both can be, honestly, because I feel like a lot of times both people try to manipulate in such a way, or just try to control things until, you know, one releases and the other one releases, surrenders. So we have gratuity, being gracious, abundant mindset, high frequency, positivity, attracting what you want. So if you do want this situation to work out, of course, you do have to be in that high vibrational energy. You do have to, I don't want to say be positive all the time, but I feel like positivity just kind of goes more into being in that high frequency vibration, because when you are up there, that's how you start attracting what you're wanting to manifest, and you start attracting this union. Because if you don't know, according to the levels of consciousness, like love is one of the highest frequencies there is, and then I feel like a lot of times, or at least in my perspective, the union is up there too. So if you're like, I've used this example like a long time ago, but it's like if you're at level 5, but then love and union is at level 10, you have like 5 levels to go before you start attracting. And not even attracting, I feel like a lot of times there's like a lot of transformation that happens. Like you can be at that level but still need to transform, if that makes sense, before you actually start pulling it in. But anyways, and it's kind of like as you go up the levels too, you're transforming, but you can still be at that level and still transforming before you start attracting it in. But kind of lost my train of thought, but the main focus you should be doing is, you know, just living a high frequency life, raising your vibration, and then as you do that, again, you'll start attracting your manifestations, but then also, you know, change within this connection, and eventually this other person back, if that is what you want. And if not this person, the person that is truly, I mean, you'll start attracting the person that is truly meant for you. So yeah, abundant mindset, basically more of the same thing. Okay, then we have bold move, an invitation, being proactive, taking steps, making things happen, gift for someone, yourself. I feel like when it comes to making things happen, a lot of times we do have to make bold moves, such as becoming more positive, such as doing whatever it takes to live a high frequency life. For example, I feel like a lot of people are kind of in that space to where they're not living a high frequency life. They're in jobs, they surround themselves with people they don't like, that drain them, make them miserable. And so to take that leap into maybe living like a freedom lifestyle, I guess like I have, it is a bold move. So basically when it comes to making things happen, this may be something that you either have done or will need to do in order to, you know, help this connection turn around, but then also, again, live that high frequency life. But then, you know, I feel like just due to the mirroring aspect, like once you start taking these bold moves, this person will also start making bold moves in their life, but then eventually towards you. Okay, one more. Okay, then we have kicking it, in control, talented, driven, kicking bad habits, trying to score, team player, accomplishing goal. Just more, I feel like, of kind of what I've been touching on. Just if you are having difficulty working, or, you know, difficulty accomplishing your goals, you will do so. You just, again, you have to do what you feel like is best for you in order to live this dream life you want to live, whatever it looks like for you. And if you don't know, you definitely should start visualizing or thinking about that and writing it down, and, you know, putting it out into the universe so you can attract it. But yeah, I'm just seeing you get in control if you don't feel like you have it right now. And of course, it just takes time to like master this. Kicking bad habits such as these addictive tendencies. And yeah, just more of what I already said, just accomplishing goals, becoming driven if you don't feel as though you have been, or it's been difficult for you. And just, again, just use the mirroring aspect. I feel like this other person will be doing the same too. oh, it's like going back to the control aspect. If you've been allowing them to control things, you working on yourself, you putting an end to that, you know, will help transform the connection as well. And then when we have team players, so it just makes me think of, you know, it takes two in a commitment. But then at the bottom we have the document. It says text or email, agreement, letter, separation, divorce, contract, news, legal papers, or proceedings. So this could be some sort of, you know, communication between the both of you. I know some people are going through separations and divorces before they, I feel like, can be with this person. Because it's like a lot of people I feel like are already involved or married to somebody, but the person they're meant to be with is basically the third party. So that could be going on. Could be financial issues or legal issues on either side. So there's that. Oop. So we have invest, see if they're the one, spend time together, make effort getting to know them, emotional investment. I just feel like, based on everything that's already been said, when you guys move into, you know, smoother waters, this is going to be the time to really invest, you know. Not right now, I don't feel like, but I guess it could be a situation of if you haven't met this person yet, this person might show up as somebody you're not really, not your dream type, or somebody you were not expecting, and so you may need to, you know, take time to really get to know them, you know, because you could, if you turn them away, you could be missing out on an opportunity. I mean, even though when it comes to these situations, especially with with these soul connections, what was I gonna say, like, those of us that already are familiar with these kind of connections, it seems, you know, I don't want to say difficult, but it's definitely not that easy. But it's like, still, if you haven't met this person yet and you end up meeting them, still take time to get to know them, regardless of how you feel like it's going to turn out based on everything that has been said, you know, if that makes sense. Then we have narcissism, manipulation, control, infidelity, disregards boundaries, egocentric, entitlement, selfish, rule breaker. So this other person, I mean, I feel like a lot of times it could be the other person that is a narcissist, but again, I feel like it goes both ways. Sometimes, you know, we can manipulate the other person. I feel like at times both people like to be in control. There may have been infidelity in the past. When it comes to disregarding boundaries, though, I feel like that goes more into what I was saying, as far as if this person has been trying to control things, you watching the video has to put an end to that. And you have to remember not to be really egocentric. Same for this other person, but right, so then we have thinking. It says, time is needed. Don't make reactive, impulsive decisions. Consider all perspectives. Don't make reactive. I mean, I feel like what I want to say with this is, a lot of times we meet these people, we meet them at a time when we do have a lot of evolving to do. So, when it comes to this person might do things or have done things in the past that triggered you, and instead of giving yourself time to really think about things, you could have reacted. So be mindful that you're not doing that. When it comes to decisions in general about this connection, you know, just make sure you really thought things through. I kind of get patience here, just with everything that has already been said. You know, these connections just take time, so be mindful of that. And also, kind of going back to this egocentric, remember, you know, to consider all the other perspectives. I feel like a lot of times people only see their way. They don't really try to see the other side or put themselves in other people's shoes. So be mindful about that too. Of course, you can't always make excuses for this person. Don't do that. But I don't know, just be more considerate, I guess, of what's going on. Be more aware, I guess, of what's going on. Don't again, just make reactive, impulsive decisions. But yeah. Okay, then we have Mr. or Mrs. Fix It. Don't try to fix others. Heal yourself to attract best partner. People pleasing, trust the process. So I already touched on all that kind of. I already said trust the process. you cannot try to fix other people. By this, I don't know, I feel like most people that watch or keep up with me know by now you cannot control another person, so remember that. All you can do is fix yourself. And if this person is not meeting your expectations, you do not have to deal with them. You don't have to accept that whatever they're giving you, especially if you know it's mediocre. You don't have to continue dealing with it just because you know this person's meant to be in your life. In order to, I feel like, get that final victory of actually being with this person, being in a healthy relationship, a lot of times you have to reject this person before you can even get there, you know. But and then of course remember, you know, you attract what you are. So when you heal yourself, you start raising your vibration. In terms of these connections, eventually this person will do the same and you'll attract them back. But then just also, you can also, when you heal yourself, you can attract other people, other soulmates that are more in alignment with you, maybe in the space between you and this person getting together, if that makes sense. So, and remember, don't people please, because you come first. When you people please, I mean, you're just blocking your manifestations also, and you're really burdening and draining yourself, you know. You only have one life to live, and so it's up to you to live your life the way you want to live it, not to people please, because that just, again, keeps you stuck. All right, so then we're just gonna get some messages from this person's higher self. Sorry, the screen is shaking. I need to get like another something else so that will stop. But I was wondering if any signs might come out here. Look at that. It's so crazy. I know you are my soulmate twin flame. So again, this person has that clarity, but they could be running right now if it's not working. Crazy. It says, I will contact you. More of that communication to come through at some point in time. This is the way it had to happen. Remember, we planned this. So I believe in soul contracts. I believe it's very interesting. I feel like I still have like a lot to learn, but I do feel like there's things we're just not going to understand. But a lot of times, you know, before you came, or if you don't know, it's like before you came here, you planned everything that you are going to experience. But when you come here, you forget. And I mean, I've also read that is because, you know, there's dark energies really blocking the, what is it called? There are dark energies involved, basically, that make us forget. But it said that you plan everything that you're going to experience. So it's almost like knowing that should give people more confidence to like face their fears. But yeah, it's like anything that you go through, what was I going to say? Anything that you go through, you already agreed to go through it before you came here. I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry, I'll come back to that if I remember. But then we have Gemini, so you could be a Gemini or have Gemini placements. You could be dealing with a Gemini or somebody that had Gemini placements. And then a lot of times when these come out, I feel like it references the moon phase or the sign that the moon is in, but I don't think the moon is in Gemini. But then this could also be like a Gemini transit or a reference to like Gemini season. You just have to use your intuition to see what that means, what the sign might mean for you. And if it doesn't mean anything to you, then don't take it. Okay, it says, let me go for now. Sagittarius, basically what I just said with Gemini. I'm immature. I can feel you, so the telepathy kind of coming through, and then I feel you moving on. So just more about the telepathy, more about you going on your way if this person's not going to act right. So I replay our conversations over and over again. That kind of reminds me more about the nostalgia or the thinking. I feel like there's another card, but I can't remember. It says, I wish I could share my good news with you. So this person may accomplish something or may reach those goals, but for whatever reason, because they just feel like they cannot communicate with you, they won't share it with you. Especially if they feel like you're mad at them or something like that, or you guys just are not speaking. It says, I want to tell you how I feel. So that goes back into what I was just saying. Finding out the truth crushed me. A lot of times I feel like this is the clarity of them knowing that you are their soulmate, their twin flame. All right, then it says, I left you before you could leave me. So this person could have rejected you in some way. And then we have, I love you unconditionally. So didn't we see that earlier? Yeah, I love you. And it says, it's time for me to heal now. You know, this was going to be the last deck, but I think I'm going to use one more after this because I just feel like it's like the classic. I feel like it's like the OG, or for me, like the go-to, I feel like, spiritual connection messages from somebody's higher self deck, if that makes sense. But all right, so it says, I know we're being brought together. So again, this person knows, or if they don't know right now, at some point they will, because, you know, messages can come from different time periods. It says, I want access to your social media to know how you feel. So more about this person feeling blocked. It says, you've seen something in me I didn't see in myself. You are right about the things I need to see. So you could have maybe told this person, not trying to fix them, but just trying to help them, trying to guide them. But they, for whatever reason, and it's not, I was just talking to my mom about this last night. Like, you can tell somebody something, but they still have to go through it themselves, you know? And it says, I have so much regret. And that's why you can't, I'm hearing that, like, that's why you can't, you know, change people or worry about trying to help change people, because they have to do it themselves. Like, people are not going to do things until they are good and ready. It says, I've looked into meditation. And then at the bottom, it says, I wasn't playing games. I just didn't think I could face this connection, so I ran from it. I feel like we kind of touched on that already. And the last one will be from Eternal Messages. I kind of like this. So if you like this reading, if you've gotten this far, let me know if you want to see more of these, or just thumbs up the video and I will do more, or maybe like once a month, because I don't like to go overboard with these, honestly. Right, so more about the telepathy. It says, I've been telepathically communicating with you. I've thought about taking a trip with you. That's heavy in the energy. Also going on trips. I know you're my twin flame. That's so crazy. I've been more focused on money because I'm trying to build for myself. You gave me that spark. All right, and then it says, I've been astral projecting to you. I'm not really familiar with how that works necessarily. And then it says, I want to dedicate a song to you. All right, so that is all I have for what do you need to know right now. Hopefully, you know, it resonates with you. Again, if you like it, let me know if you want to see more, or thumbs up the video, or also you can let me know what you want to see too. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk to you later. Bye.